What's going on, guys? Welcome to Steve Does Stuff. I'm Steve, and today we're going to be doing some truck maintenance stuff. So today I'm going to be replacing the Serpentine belt on my 2016 GMC Canyon. It's got about 180,000 K on it, and I'm going on a big road trip, so I figured it's probably a good idea to replace the Serpentine belt as well as the idler pulley. So let me look at what we got. So I haven't really done any research on it, but this stuff's pretty easy. Well, we're going to find that out. GM AC Delco belt, thank you Rock Auto, and then just an idler pulley. I'm going to go ahead and snap the intake cover off because it extends way too far, so we can get a little bit more room to see what we are working with. So now that we have the intake cover off, we have much more room for activities. Not being an expert, I would imagine we're going to put a big old breaker bar on here to loosen up this belt and then just kind of slip slop her off. Maybe take a picture. Should I draw something? I swear they used to give you stickers to show you where it went, but yeah, we better draw something out here real quick before I get started. So I'm not sure how people who actually know what they're doing do this, but this is how I'm going to do it. So we got the crank, we got the idler, we got the alternator over here, we got our big bad water pump up here, and we got our AC down here. And I know our belt goes wee, wee, kind of something like that, and we want our ribs up, specifically right there. So I don't know, I mean, that's a pretty good drawing if you ask me. Let's go take this thing apart. Get your 1/2-inch drive breaker bar, and you're going to want to make sure that it goes off this way. I tried it to go this way, but once this belt unloads the tensioner, you're going to be stuck against the upper rad hose. So let's try this. Maybe we'll be a little bit more successful. We definitely want to be able to let the tensioner kind of release. No, it didn't need to go that far because, like I said before, stuck against the tensioner. Alright, quick comparison, old versus new. Looking at the same part numbers, which is great. The old belt is just slightly longer. I would have to assume it's because it's been stretched out. The teeth honestly don't look too bad. It's starting to get a little chewed up on the edges. Yeah, so it's starting to get a little beat up. Oh yeah, you can see some of the teeth were starting to split. It's probably time. We're going on a, anywhere from a 10 to 15,000 kilometer road trip this summer. If I threw a belt and locked up the motor because I didn't realize the water pump wasn't turning anymore, I'd feel like a silly goose. That's off. Let's see how easy we can get this tensioner off. 16 millimeter. Okay, that just came off like butter. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna get a regular socket on there because it's not on very hard. Quick comparison of these guys. This one honestly spins better than I thought it would. I'll drop that out of there. There's not really, you can see there's some play, but this brand new one also has some play. So this one still spins pretty good. It's just one of those things that, I'd feel like a pretty big dummy if I had one of these go out on me on the road and I was here and I just didn't bother to change it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this one back on. Surprising that this thing really wasn't on here too hard. That's probably good enough. Okay, that's looking much better. Now let's do our breaker bar in here. Looks like it is good. Just trying to look at each one of these to make sure the ribs are kind of all in line on the crank, on the water pump. It's difficult to see the alternator down there, and then AC pump is back on. So let's put the top back on this little fella. Things appear to be normal. I don't hear any terrible sounds, which is good. So the truck's back together. It's running. I don't see that there's any issue with it right now. So I don't really know what else to do. So I think that's going to do it for this episode of Steve Does Stuff. Thanks everyone much for watching. See you next time, guys.